Yes, yes, yes.
Make Comrade Show. Wait. Comrade Lante Oriente. This is the Comrade Show.
Yes, yes, yes. Viewers of the Comrade Show all over the world, we bring you greetings this special last Sunday of the first month of the year 2023. Just yesterday here, it looks like we were all saying Happy New Year, celebrate, and all that. But here we are. The month of January is almost done and dusted. So we thank God Almighty for keeping us, alive to see this day. I want to welcome all of you to your Sunday Tonic, this segment of the Comrade Show we call the Comrade and Friends. It's our pleasure to have you with us today. I want to apologize. We started about 4 minutes behind schedule. We just had a slight technical glitch just as we were about to come on air. So we apologize. So you are all welcome to today's show. Today we have a very important topic to discuss on the series we've been on for quite a while, which is Road to a New Nigeria. So today we are looking at Peter Obi and the Nigeria we desire. Like you all agree with me, the elections is less than 30 days away. We are just talking of a few weeks to this existential election that will make or mar our beloved country, Nigeria. So you know the drill. Please share this broadcast on all handles, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG, everywhere. Don't watch it alone. And don't also forget to give us stars where you can. God bless you as you do so. I'm not alone. I want to quickly introduce the other comrades and our special big elephant again we have in the house. So first of all, let me introduce my brother, the one who nicknamed this show the Sunday Tonic. I'm talking of obedient pharmacist Iremira. Pharmacist, greet our people.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. It's always a pleasure to be in your company, to do this with you every Sunday. To our viewers, I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the globe. You are welcome again to yet another interesting program. Today, the last Sunday of the beautiful month of January and the 29th of January 2023. You know the deal. Just watch and share. Don't touch that die. God bless una cacabolically.
Thank you so much, comrade. I know you are dealing with our graphics today. We haven't our people haven't seen pharmacist Iremira at all. Uh, but yeah, we can see him now. Yes, this is obedient pharmacist Austin Iremira, the our one and only pharmacist in the house. Yeah, we are good to see you, my brother. So I want to
Thank you, sir.
introduce. Yeah, thank you. I want to introduce our comrade CNC, the GCOO himself, the man that pride himself as the grand commander of the order of the obedient. Comrade Ponsari, I can greet our people.
Yes, thank you very much, obedient Dr. Tony Agbons. Yes, Nigerians, greetings to you all. It is the Comrade Show, the Comrade of Friends. I'm glad to welcome you to this broadcast. If you are there, please share this broadcast and let's get it around. I'm glad to be here. I've missed a couple of weeks because of other exigencies. But we are here now. The show must go on. We are counting days already to the elections, and we cannot forget the business of our father, which is to deliver a new Nigeria through Peter Gregory Obi. We are all in this together. Let's keep up pace with the process. God bless you all for joining. Yes, over to you, Dr. Agbons.
Thank you, comrade. This is your 2 weeks hiatus. Your face come fresh, yo. Good to see you, brother. Yes, I hope you brought some good tidings to the local government because you cannot leave men on the saddle like that and then you just come and say hello to us. You have to welfareize also. Comrade,
You know the drill.
how you see this matter where they bring to?
Absolutely, Dr. Tony Agbons. You are in the right place. You know there are implications. Comrade will see us later at the back office.
Exactly.
Narrow back office.
Very good. Yeah. So you You know, the Benin will say, now, wherever how you comrade, you know the drill now. So you
No,
have
no,
been
no,
away
no problem. We are equal to the task, brother.
for,
But the primary focus, first and foremost, is to work and deliver, the mandate. After that, of course, the sky is the limit, even beyond.
we believe you. What right there, comrade.
My brother.
Yeah, we believe you. So without wasting much time, viewers of the Comrade Show, like I said, we have a big elephant in the house. It cannot be bigger than this. I want to introduce to us a man of many parts. I don't know how to really describe this gentleman. He's he's a rare breed of a Nigerian and a son of Edo State as well. Uh, he's the chairman of Nigeria Labour Party UK chapter. He's also the lead of the Diaspora for Obidati support group. And he's also the lead of the UK coalition for Obidati. And on, I can go on and on, but this is the only three I can give you. He's a very sacrificial Nigerian doing a lot to promote the cause of good governance in our beloved country, although based in the United Kingdom. So I have this good honor to introduce Prince Dr. Egbe Humphrey Omodion. Prince, greet our people all over the world.
My people, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be all over the world. It's a pleasure to be on the show, and I'm a very good fan of this show. Dr. Agbons, thank you for that introduction. And like I said, I'm very happy to be on the show. Greetings to everyone, wherever you are. God bless.
Thank you so much, Dr. Egbe. So before we go into, we are happy to have you here. We know you watch this show a lot, and we believe that we are all in this, journey to deliver our country, Nigeria, together. So, but before we go to, our chat with you, sir, today, there is something that is really buzzing I want to talk about. And it is the Nigerian Professional Football League. Some may wonder why are we talking about this, but it's the truth. For many years, Bender Insurance Football Club was in the lower league in Nigerian football, but we are happy that this season that just started, Bender Insurance Football Club, they are topping the Nigerian Football League, and we are going to be showing you some visuals just to whet your appetite before we go to obedient issues. Yes, Comrade Lamte, you just put these visuals now. What have you got to say about this?
Well, Dr. Agbons, honestly, I am very much elated, not just because of the results that the Insurance of Benin they are producing. More than that, the way they play, it's something really that we cannot take away. We cannot but talk about. I watched this match. You did as well. Yeah. And it wasn't different from what we watch, when we watch the Europe leagues, like you see Man United playing, you see Real Madrid and those big teams and all of that. And I think there's a big improvement right now in the Nigerian league. We particularly with this, coverage, you cannot sit wherever you are across the world and watch Nigerian league and all of that. See the performance of Bender Insurance and their last match against. Remo. I think it was honestly fantastic. Remo had been a very good team. They were joint leaders with Bender Insurance. As a matter of fact, they had conceded the least goals so far in this tournament. But for Remo to be trounced by 3-0 by Bender Insurance, speaks a lot. And I think that we must all join hands, with the government of Edo State and, of course, those behind the Bender Insurance, to, jumpstart the process of, revitalizing and, of course, reawakening the entire, football structure of Edo State. It's going to speak very well to the future, particularly now that we are looking towards a new Nigeria that will be, spearheaded by someone like Obi. So everything is going to work together. If Obi becomes president, definitely our league is going to be better. And of course, again, Bender State, Edo State leading Bender State, will definitely take over. Because when you look at it, back in the day, Bender State used to, be the very base of sports in Nigeria, But since the decline of socioeconomic development and all of that in Nigeria, everything went with it. So, but I think it's a very big hope, and I cannot say this against about insurance without mentioning the government of Edo State. I think that what the government of Edo State has done about sports development in Edo State is commendable. We cannot take that away from the government. It's really commendable. If you look at the stadium, it's the facilities right now, available for sports development in Edo State. There's a huge improvement, and all of this is, kudos to the government and of course the governor of Edo State that this is happening, and the encouragement they've given. The matter, with Bender Insurance, we'll be following, since the beginning of this administration. The deputy governor has done so much, on behalf of government to ensure that, those states, become number one, it becomes number one again as far as sports is concerned in Nigeria. So I think it's huge kudos to insurance, kudos to the government of Edo State, and kudos to all of us, and kudos to all obedient, because again, this is a clear sign that Obi is going to become president of Nigeria. It's getting okay with sports in Edo State. It will be okay with the presidency of Nigeria, and it will be okay with the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, obedient comrade Oriachi. Very briefly, obedient pharmacist Remiran, Bender Insurance, top of the league, because the league is Group A, Group B. Insurance, 4 matches, 12 points. What have you got to say, sir?
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. I think it's very fantastic. But just before I talk about sport, I know Comrade Latik also talked about the Edo State government. I want to say that I was slightly disappointed with the government not allowing Obi to use that stadium when he came. And I want to say that if Obi had used that stadium for his campaign rally when he came to Edo State, I'm sure that Bender Insurance would not just have won with 3 goals, it would have been 5 or 6 goals, because wherever that man goes, blessings go. So just a word for the Edo State government. And also, too, hopefully, I hope they are working behind the scene to make sure they bring Obi in. Philip Shaibu, the deputy governor, has done so well. I hope that when Obi becomes president, he might be a candidate for sports minister in Nigeria. So I just wanted to posit that there. But just to say that I'm happy being an Arsenal fan. 2 of my own teams are the zenith of the table for their different league. It's something gratifying. You agree with me that Edo State, and indeed the old Bender State, is the doing of sports in Nigeria. And when Bender Insurance was not at that level playing, you see that Nigeria indeed actually suffers, because Delta State and Bender State, those 2 states together, are feeder teams that feed into the national team. So you can as well argue that if Bender Insurance is not doing well, Nigeria itself will not do well. But thank God we are back and we are winning. 4 victories on the trot, 12 points is absolutely gratifying. Bender Insurance is a household name in Nigeria. Remember the likes of Eguavoy, Poropo, and many others that have played. I'm very happy, and I would like it to be sustained. And also to beg the Edo State government, because sometimes we've seen this happen in many states across the country, where the government supports sports, but after a while, the support is not there and they will not do well, because we need the right investment. But hooray, I'm very happy. Bender Insurance Arsenal at the zenith.
Arsenal fan.
And Dr. Agbons, just before you go to the next line, it's probably okay for our viewers to see some excerpts of, the beautiful display of the insurance of Benin. Imade Usayenko, the highest goal scorer in the league. As the first goal from Imade Usayenko. That goal came from the set piece. And this via to the second goal, just watch the beautiful through pass there. And that is it. And that's the second goal that the scored. Ismail Saki. Goal number 2, 26 minutes. People thought that was an infringement, but it wasn't, because the ball rolled off the hands of the keeper. And here the third goal is going to come. That was missed. That should have made it the third goal. Insurance fully in control of this game. That's another miss from free kick. Here comes the third goal. You can see that through pass, and of course,
Great goal.
great goal by Insurance. That's stormed the day for Insurance of Benin. Right there, 77 minutes of the game. Yes, over to you, Dr. Agbons.
Yes,
Insurance of Benin.
Dr. Egbe Modion, Insurance of Benin. What do you have to say very briefly, sir?
You have no idea what you've just done. You've aroused some part of me, that I've been hiding since childhood. You see, we used to go to the stadium to watch Insurance display at their utmost peak. And today, that sentiment have been reinvigorated and revibrated in me. I'm really, really very happy. I saw those goals. They moved me. I was jumping up here and just so happy to see the Insurance boys come back up and trying to get back to where they used to be. Like, personally, for those who don't know me, I attended a Dokpolo Grammar School at the time when it was the best sports school in the whole of Bende State at the time, and we used to come out and take all the trophies. But today, I'm really glad to see the stadium, well improved stadium as it is, the boys displaying their things. It's unfortunate that many Nigerians have abandoned our local clubs for international clubs like Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm guilty of the same thing. But at the end of the day, I'm glad to see the Nigerian league coming back up strong, strengthened, especially the Insurance, the Bende Insurance Football Club. That has always been my first passion as far as football is concerned. And you've taken me back many years in, down memory lane. I'm really, really glad. I'm uplifted. I can only just say up Bende.
Yes, up Bende. Thank you, Dr. Igbe, for that. We are all glad, and we hope that, just like Pharmacist Remiran said, that, and the Edo State government have said they are going to do that. They are even planning to build a stadium for Insurance Football Club, just the way it is in Europe. Insurance will have their stadium the way it is in North Africa. where Ismaili of Egypt, Zamalek of Egypt, and Ali of Egypt, and all those Moroccan teams, Casablanca, Raja, and all that, they have their teams. So each one will have their stadium, and the team will be running as a business organization. So kudos to everybody associated with insurance. Kudos to Coach Monday or Digier. Good job. Because the football, like Comrade Lante said, the football is very good on the eye. I watched this match live yesterday, and I must tell our viewers, the YouTube channel belongs to Bende Insurance Football Club. That is why it is BIFC. So every week, whether home or away, you can go on YouTube and watch this match. It is streamed live. So we are really happy. So I will now hand over to Pharmacist Remiran to take the next part of our program today. Pharmacist.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. You are a man of many parts. You've done noble. And thank you for bringing joy and happiness with football to our many fans. I can see the reactions far and wide. Viewers, ladies and gentlemen, you know the deal. Comrade Show, we are back again fully. Remember, this is seriously an obedient program. And like Comrade Lante said when it was being introduced, he said we have to be obedient to the very last. And obedient Dr. Tony Agbons has told us that is the road to a new Nigeria. And today we have somebody very important, Prince Dr. Egbe Humphrey Omodion, a man that is obedient through and through. He is the chair of the Nigerian Labour Party UK and the lead for the Obidati movement. Without wasting time, Dr. Egbe, the time is fast spent. We need you to talk to our people. And if there are still people there that have not made up their mind, for you to convert them as well. So I present to us Prince Dr. Egbe Humphrey Omodion. Dr. Egbe, in this situation where there are so many people that we don't know them, the Comrade Show and indeed our viewers will want to meet you. Who are you?
Thank you, my honorable comrade. My name is, as you have rightly stated, is Dr. Egbe Humphrey Omodion. A lot of people like to call me Omorodion, but I'm a Benin man and it's pronounced Omodion. And I mean, who am I? I was born in Benin City. I actually at St. Philomena Hospital many years ago. I don't think you need to know the exact year I was born. But I can assure you I'm not a baby. And I attended the Godala Primary School, which is just at Muritala Mohammed way. And I actually went to Edokpolo Grammar School where I graduated, and I graduated from Mount Chi Polytechnic. I served in Port Harcourt, and before I traveled overseas, where I have lived all these years. And since then, I have since got a degree in accounting and finance from the Great London University, got my master's degree from University of Essex, and I've got a PhD as well. And studies and education, and I'm a medical professional in the UK practicing. But that apart, Nigeria has taken a different turn for the wars over the years, and all we could do was complain on social media. We've complained about politics, about rigged elections, about everything, and all of a sudden, as if from nowhere, we've been praying and preaching. Suddenly an opportunity, an open door came, and Peter Obi joined Labour Party, and it all went like wildfire. Today, I'm happy to say that I'm a fully obedient general. I'm out there at the forefront, like rightly introduced. I'm the leader of the Diaspora for Obidati. That's where I started. I just started to gather people in the diaspora. We were raising funds, supporting people on the ground. And suddenly we realized there were lots of groups springing up all over the place, especially in the United Kingdom. But we decided that maybe we should form a coalition. We don't want to be working against each other. We've got one aim, a liberated Nigeria. We want a Nigeria that progresses its people, where there is job. We want a Nigeria that is transformed from consumption to production. And so Obi's message was good. His vision is clear, and we followed. And many people followed. And we created a coalition, which is the UK Coalition for Obidati. And I was honored and fortunate enough to lead that group as the director of administration, or chairman, if you want to say. And from there, the leadership and everything went on. We were contributing immensely. Different groups, both money, materials, all of our groups, each support group we have on the grounds. For example, my group, we are in Kebbi State, we are in Abuja, we are in Lagos State, we are in Edo State, we are in Sokoto State, we are all over the place. And we don't just mind dealing in the cities. We prefer to go in the hinterlands, in the villages, door to door, house to house. We've got representatives on the ground who are working on behalf of us. And we have raised millions and millions of Naira. And today, if you are a member of our group, we've presented a statement of account to show how much we've raised, how much we've spent, what balance there is. What is really important is the fact that the accountability that we have all been craving, people are showing it. I have worked with different groups. Not a single group of all the hundreds that are in the coalition have had any accusation of, money not properly spent. People say our own principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, is stingy. No, he's not. He's just a prudent gentleman who understands money and how to manage it. Financial management is my expertise. I think I probably skipped mentioning that I'm also a member of the Chartered Accountant of England and Wales. So I'm a chartered accountant by profession before I moved into the medical profession. So money has time value. So are humans. Peter Obi at this time is worth a lot to us. People are saying Peter Obi is going to transform Nigeria from consumption to production. That's what he's intending to do. What about what he has already done? From hopelessness to hope. So I want to indulge every Nigerian out there that we have this singular opportunity and we don't want to miss it. Go and get your PVC and express yourself. If you are bribed, I am against bribery and corruption, but if they are giving you money to vote, take the money, but vote the right candidate. Obi has got the character, the qualification, the experience. He's the only one out there talking to us. The rest are dodging. You can imagine the APC candidate came to the United Kingdom dodging questions, asking other people to answer questions on his behalf. Is that what he's going to do when he becomes our president? The real truth is out there, and we know it. Obi is the right candidate. If we want Nigeria to move forward, we've got to give him everything. And now the people, I'm happy because the people are responding to the message that he's preaching, which means Obi is taking everything out there and telling the people how he intends to govern Nigeria and get Nigeria out of this miserable trajectory to perdition that is on. But we are going to grab Nigeria, take it back, and reverse the gear and make sure Nigeria goes on the right towards the right direction. So in order to do that, we need the people. But the people are hearing the message and they're accepting it, and we can see it. The man who said that religion is the opium of the people forgot to mention that politics is the cocaine of the people.
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there.
I'm going to stop you. And they are not going to stop until Obi becomes our president come next month, February 2023. Thank you, sir.
Prince Dr. Egbe Omodion, who got turned right there.
Thank you.
You are already vibrating. Like Dr. Tony Agbon said, that this gentleman knows his onions and he knows what to say. I only just asked for introduction, and you have finished everything about the interview. You are truly obedient.
Comrade pharmacist, I actually thought you would have just allowed him because it looks to be answering the questions that we are going to ask him ahead. So it will just answer all of them, even though.
But I'm very impressed. I can see see the spirit. I can
There's
see the
fire.
spirit behind it. And it's good for us to have you here. Viewers of the Comrade Show, you can see even from the first word that came out of our guest's mouth, you know that this man knows his onions. At some point, we are going to open the line. Please feel free to ring in and ask him lots of questions. Prince Dr. Egbe Omodion, I forgot to tell you that when you come to the Comrade Show, you are on the hot seat. By the time these gentlemen begin to serve you questions, just be ready to answer them. 27 days to this very important election, February 25, 2023. Dr. Tony Agbons, what will be your first question for this our very important guest?
Thank you very much, obedient pharmacist Remira. In fact, the question I wanted to ask Dr. Egbe, he has already spoken about it, so I don't know what to ask now. Dr. Egbe, always a pleasure to speak with you. You are very cerebral, very polyglottic, like we always say on this program. You are welcome, sir. But the question I want to ask you is this. You are here in the UK, and by divine providence, you are the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Party UK chapter. And many will say, "Na man to na day." You may not even go for the election. You may be there. So, what is the UK, the Nigerian Labour Party UK, really doing now? Pharmacists have said 27 days left. So, what are you doing? Your team?
Thank you, Dr. Agbons. First of all, let me correct the impression that those of us in the diaspora are not involved in the election. Many diasporans have their PVCs. They are going to be coming to Nigeria to vote. I was in Nigeria during the 1st of October rally, and I was out there on the ground in Lagos, in Festac, mobilizing and motivating people. My group donated a lot of water to encourage people and to hydrate the people that were on the rally trail. Now, that is one thing. So many of our groups are directly involved physically on the ground. We travel. We don't care how much it costs us. We know that Nigeria is worth every penny that we spend on it. And I can say for myself right now that I will be on the ground during this particular election as it is taking place. That is one. Now, what is Labour Party UK doing? One of the major reasons why we have proliferated Labour Party chapters outside Nigeria is because the Obidati ticket is not a rich ticket. It's not a ticket that has had the opportunity to steal money from the government or dupe. These are honest Nigerian business people, citizens who have made money that we can trace back to their businesses. Now, they need help, they need support, they need campaign materials, they need financing, and that is where we come in. The diasporans showed that this can work when we helped Obaseki during the time of the last election in Edo State. And we noticed that when the diasporans combine with our people on the ground and work together, it yields positive results. We didn't want a godfather that can impose themselves on us in Edo State. And that happened as a result of the diasporan support, working in tandem with the people on the ground, our people at home. Today, again, we are faced with the same challenge. People from other states don't believe that this can happen. But because we are a living example of what can happen and has happened, we are confident that it will happen again. That Obi we come off as the president of Nigeria come February 2023. So what we are doing as Labour Party is helping to strategize. We give advice from behind the scene that people may not be aware of on how to get the campaign trail going. We give advice on security, but most importantly, we supply materials. For example, just recently, we've supplied about 20 million stickers. You see people put stickers on their phones. The diasporans are doing a lot. And we have a unified coalition of diasporans who are working in all parts of the country. All wards and local governments are covered. And we are working both with and parallel to Labour Party and the Peter Obi campaign committee. So at the end of the day, we've got everything covered. You can see the momentum that is going. All the polls coming out seem to be suggesting that Peter Obi is running away with the election. So obviously, it's not just happening by luck. It's happening because people are on the ground working, and we are out here as the heartbeat and people from the heartbeat. A lot of Edo people are involved in this project. Edo State happens to be one of the strongest heartbeat of this campaign because we are the heartbeat of the nation, and we are taking it in stride, and we are doing everything we can to ensure that Peter Obi gets to Asura come 2023. That is where Labour Party stands. That is where I stand as the chairman of Labour Party UK. And all the members of my committee are working assiduously and very, very strongly to ensure that this happens. So thank you. That's where we come in. Just to answer your question, sir.
Thank you very much, Prince Dr. Egbe Omoodion, for that. I believe before the end of this program, many of our viewers in diaspora will want to get in touch with you to see how they can belong to this group. And thank you very much for what you've been doing for the movement.
Thank you.
Obedient, Comrade Saraki, GCO. Another grand obedient is here, almost dragging space with you. Serve
Yes.
him that question.
No, that the sky is wide enough to have all
I
to
know you
have
will say
everybody.
that.
Yes, the sky is wide enough. There's no dragging at all. Dr. Omodion, thank you very much. From the outlook, from the polls you mentioned, from everything, Obi is running away with this election. Everybody can almost attest to the fact that this election is Obi's to lose, and he's not going to lose. But people have some concern here and there. The nature of Nigerian, politics, elections, and all of that is always a bad culture. We already know. People buying votes, buying what's it called, electorate, and all of that. And because of this, some people have speculated. Probably that is why the federal government of Nigeria, through the CBN, they've come up with this policy of changing the Naira, ensuring that the old Naira note in use right now will not be used, on the day of election and all of that, putting so many things in place. And so many people in the opposition, they are already, they are grumbling seriously. As a matter of fact, I read a report this morning that Ganduje, the governor of Kano State, is expecting Mr. President Buhari on a visit on the 30th of this month. But he just wrote the president to cancel the visit because, according to the headline, the Kano State people are suffering because of the policy of changing the Naira. But meanwhile, this is what Buhari had to say about the changing of Naira. Just take a listen, and I'll ask you my question following that.
So this change of currency, I think there will be people a lot of money. But time has been given from October to December, 3 months is enough, whatever money you have, to get it changed through a legal system. So I don't know why people are complaining about it.
So despite the complaint, there's no going back on the policy?
No, there's no going back. There's no going back. My aim is to make sure that Nigerians believe that we respect them as an administration. So Nigerians should vote for whoever they like from whichever party. Nobody will be allowed to mobilize resources and thugs to intimidate people in any constituency. That's what I want to go down into Nigerian history for. So this change of currency.
Okay, that's it. I just take note of this particular video that the president has said nobody will be allowed to mobilize stores, resources, and this and that and that. Do you trust Mr. President on this?
Well, that is a very, very big question to ask. Personally, from all indications, all the promises this APC and the current administration gave to Nigerians, as far as I'm concerned, none of them have been fulfilled. Nigerians are there to say, and the things that are happening are there to be seen and noted. There is nothing. I don't trust this current government for reasons that are obvious. However, so many things have happened recently that it appears as if the prayers of many Nigerians have been heard and been answered. Nature, the spiritual, everything seems to be conspiring in favor of the Obidati ticket. For example, when the APC were having their primary election, they had better candidates than the ones that they chose that could have challenged us better. The same thing, the PDP have already zoned their presidency to the southeast. But all of a sudden, the same man who was against presidency when he was in PDP and moved to APC to help Buhari win was the one who all of a sudden does not respect the zoning of presidency to the southeast. And therefore, that has created enormous problem within the PDP, which, in my view, are unnatural occurrences, unforced errors. that have given great advantage to my party, the Labour Party, and my candidate, His Excellency Peter Obi. And as if that's not enough, here we are, the APC, the current government with a candidate in this election, is actually coming up with several policies that even our opponent, the APC candidate, is actually now accusing the current government, which is also APC, of working against its interest. So these are ways that, you know, the environment, everything is conspiring, and it is giving an outlook of an advantage. Like you rightly said, Comrade Lamptey, this election is for Obi to lose, and we will not lose it. So that is where we go. So do I trust the current administration? No, they've not kept any of the promises they made to Nigerians. The dollar is not 1 to 1 naira. Nigerians are not being paid 5,000 naira every month for not having a job. There's so many promises that were made, none of them fulfilled. 3 million jobs every year were promised, none fulfilled. Removal of subsidy from petroleum and stopping of the subsidy crime, none of them have been stopped. How can I trust such a government?
Thank you so much, Prince Dr. Omodion. I quite agree with you, but I have often said on many occasions in this platform that the number one campaign manager for the Obidati movement and His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi is indeed this administration, spearheaded by the current president, Muhammadu Buhari. When I listened to that video, I just laughed because that's a very good campaign strategy for Peter Obi by Buhari. He said in clear terms, no thuggery and no money lords. And we know who he's talking to. It's on that promise that I'm going to ask you this question, please, Dr. Omodion. Now, does it worry you that Nigeria still consider Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar as a candidate to even be voted for, given the recent outbursts where there have been na me thief pass, na you thief pass, I do, I not do? Why should Nigerians be looking at these people? Can you speak to that?
Thank you, my comrade. It is very worrying, but not surprising. A lot of Nigerians over the years have been abandoned. Poor level of education and literacy in the country, tribalism, which has made people not to be able to grow beyond, you know, tribalism and trivial points as in party politicking and all. But the good news is there are millions of Nigerians out there too who have realized that it's time we move on from this kind of ways of behaving. Because someone is from your tribe, even if they are not the best candidate, they are the ones that you will vote for. But beyond that, Nigeria has come to against the wall. Nigeria has come to a place where we can only move downward unless something drastic is done. And that is where the Labour Party comes in. That is where the candidacy of Peter Obi, His Excellency, comes in. And unless Nigerians, which I'm going to implore them, I'm going to use this opportunity to encourage them to go out there, get their PVC once again, and vote Labour Party, vote Peter Obi, Papa, Mama, Pikin. Because unless we do that, Nigeria may not survive what will happen after this election. And God forbid that we get to that level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prince Omodion. Our viewers and friends, I asked that question very advisedly and purposefully. If you are still there as a Nigerian, what are you waiting for? It is crystal clear that among the lots, Obi stand very, very different. And for Nigerians, you can see the people that are queuing behind Obi. They are queuing behind Obi not because of personal gain, but because they want a Nigeria that will be possible and that will work for me and you. You see two adults just arguing over who thief pass, who not thief pass. There is a clear choice. And for all diasporans, please, this week and going forward, we have 27 days to the election and just 4 weeks if you measure that. Let us begin to drum it up to our words, to our friends, to our people, that we should not consider ethnicity, we should not consider money, we should not consider our position, but we should consider Nigeria first. Comrade Lante Pausariaki, we still have in the house Prince Egbe Humphrey Omodion. Our viewers are asking that we display their numbers. While you ask him this question, can I advise that you put the numbers up so that we can begin to get calls for this gentleman. But straight to you as GCO, the man in the field. What's your next question for our very amiable guest?
Yes, Dr. Morod, right now, for me, the concerns that Nigerians are having is the major, issue that I worry about. People are concerned about security, and we are already seeing, flashes of, matters of insecurity all across the nation. Recently, a politician was beheaded in the eastern part of Nigeria, by people who are trying to claim that for whatever reason, elections should not take place in the east. And people are worried about Lagos as well because of Tinubu's influence over Lagos and the level of agberoism that is taking place in Lagos. And very recently, I'm sure the last 24 hours or so, some video has been making the round on the internet. A clash between APC and PDP. Very serious act of thuggery because of these elections. We cannot independently confirm this video. However, it is worth taking some note of. Let me play an excerpt of this video. I will ask my question on this. Let's watch.
Jesus, look at this guy. Oh my God. Jesus, this is happening in front of my shop. This is happening in front of my shop. Jesus, this is happening in front of my shop. Jesus, can you see that guy?
These are political party vehicles.
Jesus.
That's Tinubu APC's vehicle there. Campaign van.
Oh my God.
All the boys are holding guns.
Jesus Christ. Oh my word. Can you guys see what's going on? Can you guys see?
Dr. Morodian,
Yes.
with signatures like this, can we be sure to have an election that will be credible?
Well, it gives me great concern because, like I've actually said earlier, everything seems to have conspired for our candidate of the Labour Party, His Excellency Peter Obi, to win this election. And one of the ways our opponent would like to sculpt to that certainty is by creating unnecessary insecurity. Well, prior to now, we all know that Nigeria has become so insecure, kidnappings, beheadings by, fundamentalists, and so many things going on, all the uproar about secession and people like Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB and the ESN, so many things happening at the background before this election. In fact, many people thought this election would not take place at all. So first of all, let's give the government of today some credit that this election is taking place at all. Now, moving forward, we've got this challenge of insecurity, and the government have assured us that they are going to bring out the military, the mobile police, the police officers to ensure that everywhere is secured and nobody will be allowed to mobilize resources or mobilize any of their thugs to take over polling booths and disrupt the election. But we, like I said earlier, even though we don't trust them, can only rely on the policy of the government of the day to help ensure that there is a free and fair election. Because unless there is a free and fair election, the people of Nigeria's voices will not be heard. So we are using this opportunity to call on the government to strengthen the security architecture and to ensure that free and fair election is guaranteed for all Nigerians, wherever they may be, north, south, east, or west, even central. So we're looking forward to that. But having said that, on the other hand, if you look at the security policies of my candidate, Peter Obi, when it comes to power, he has made it very clear that the first and most important and most urgent assignment is to secure the country and start to rebuild unity amongst the people within the entity. That is what he has agreed, and that is what we intend to do. If you ask me how we intend to do that, well, I can tell you straight away that Peter Obi has done this before. Don't forget, he was the governor of Anambra State at a time when that state was in its most chaotic stage. He came in, he got the mobile police, they reorganized, he contacted the local vigilantes, he contacted the local chiefs and army, and made sure, and within months, Anambra became the safest state in Nigeria. Of course, he did the same thing in education when they became number one. So I believe him. I know he keeps to his promises. And I know that when he becomes our president come February 2023 this year, we can be reassured that the security situation of Nigeria will begin to improve almost immediately. That is all I can say about that for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prince Dr. Humphrey Omodion, for the way you are answering these questions. I think it was 2 weeks ago, myself and Dr. Tony Agbons, we were coming back from the dinner we had with the Peter Obi had with Nigerians in the diaspora in the UK. And I was telling Dr. Tony Agbon that I have noticed something in this campaign, that Peter Gregory Obi has become seriously now audacious. It's like there is a divine intervention controlling him. And I've been watching since I made that statement on all his rally. He's become more audacious. He's become even more serious with that mantra of indeed wanting to change Nigeria. I want to agree with you that there is divinity here. And at this moment, Nigeria must not allow that divinity pass. We must grab it. Viewers, our lines are being displayed. Please pick up the phone and talk to us. Dr. Omodion is still here with us and is happy to take your question. He is the chairman of Labour Party UK and is the lead for the Obidati movement. Dr. Tony Agbons, I know you want to ask our special guest some very important questions. Please serve him your question.
Yeah, before I ask my question, I just want to read a few comments on Facebook. Please, Anchor for today have said you can call in. Our number is floating on your screen. Dial in and ask your questions or make your contribution. Every little idea, every little question helps at this time. So we have Uncle Henry Bakare, the one we call our deputy living ancestor. He said we should also remember that the police and the army are controlled by the FG, that's the federal government. Osaigbovo Okwongai, Nigeria new president, 25th of February 2023 is Peter Obi. God bless Nigeria. So a lot of comments coming here. So I'll just take those two, and I think some are already been displayed on our screen as well. You can read them. So Dr. Omodion, thank you so much, sir, for the way. Yeah, I think a call is coming in. We'll take the call.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got questions for the boxer, the chairman.
What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Okay, name is Dr. Samuel. I'm calling from Northampton.
Go ahead, Dr. Samuel.
All right, my question to our chairman is, my chairman, I would like to find out what you're doing concerning voter education, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, because I've watched a few videos how these people that are not educated, who are not conversant with what is going on the social media, what's happening with the article campaign of the accusations and the case you've got with this Michael guy and the typical drug stuff and all of this. They don't have the understanding of these things. They can't really decipher between what exactly is this guy going to do or who is he, what can he to them. So they are just after, oh, my party is PDP, my party is PDP. So So they are completely ignorant, and there is a huge majority of that number. I'm telling you, the number is so much of people who don't understand. So what are we doing concerning these ones to come to understanding, to know who they are voting for and why they shouldn't vote for this guy and what exactly they should do when it comes to election, because they are not enlightened. So what are we doing about that? And I'm telling you that that number is huge. Again, I'm going to say that it's massive. And if that is not taken care of, we may see to some extent that our candidate may win or will win in the urban areas, but in those local places where these people are not educated, there would be problems. So that is something that I need to find out what we're doing about. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
To be
Dr.
fair, I hardly heard most of the questions because the line was really bad from my side. So if you just paraphrase.
He was actually asking what your team and of course the obedient team is doing, particularly with regards to the rural areas.
Yeah, voter education.
Voter education, exactly.
Especially
what
in
they
the
are
north.
doing. Because he foresees a situation where Obi may win in the metropolis, in the urban areas, and may not do very well in the rural areas. So what are you doing, and what is Labour Party doing to ensure that there's adequate voter education in the rural areas of the north, most especially?
Thank you for that question. God bless you for coming on to ask. It shows that you've got interest in our candidate and you've got interest in the good change that is coming to Nigeria. We thank you for that. So what we are doing, first of all, the Peter Obi campaign committee, they are out there, and we have got members who are represented along all local governments and all the wards in Nigeria. It's true that it took us time to get to this organizational stage. Don't forget that Labour Party was a small party sitting on its own until Peter Obi joined and it exploded. So getting grasp of the situation, becoming a big political party overnight was not something that was easy for us to manage. But at this stage, we are happy that as close as we are to the election date, we have now been able to organize ourselves to the extent that we are represented on the ground on almost every ward in Nigeria, which means that we have started. Maybe you have not met some of the people, but we've not been able to cover all the grounds. But we are covering all the grounds, and we will cover all the grounds by the time we get there. That is speaking from the Labour Party point of view. Now, speaking from the obedient part of view, many obedient groups, support groups are on the ground in all the states in Nigeria. And we are covering not just the major cities. In fact, we are preaching now. We are asking people to leave the bigger cities and move into the hinterlands, the villages. So we are doing house to house, street to street, market to market campaign. For example, my group, we are in Abuja doing market to market campaign. It took us 2 weeks just to get permission of the local big boys, as you know them, before they gave us permission to go into the market and campaign. And so you may not have seen it happening, but trust me, in the next week or 10 days from now, you will begin to really feel the vibration on the ground, because our architecture is now up and running and it's working well. So I can assure you that the Labour Party are ready with support from the support groups all over the country, that we are taking it to the hinterlands and the villages, especially public awareness of our logo, the LP, the Papa Mama Pikin logo, and more so how to vote. Voter education is paramount, because we know many people want to vote for us, but some of them may need help to be able to achieve that. And that is why we are there. We don't want to miss any vote, because each vote is crucial. It's very important to us. So, like I said, we can assure you we are coming to your village.
Yeah.
Just a follow up to that.
Yes, no, just before he comes on, sir. Sorry, there's another call I have, that is waiting. Hello, what's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my my name is Sonny Uche. I'm calling from Switzerland.
Okay, Sonny Uche, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everybody there.
Good evening, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for your effort, man. You did try well. You know, they try well. You see, you know, most of us cannot go home. You know, most of us are not there. We can't vote. You know, so my contribution is really for we to encourage other obedience across the world. And if we can go at least to put pressure back on our people back home, those that we support, like me myself, that as I'm speaking, I've got more than 60 people that are ready for in Benin. That's 60 votes from members of my family. You know, so we should encourage each and every one of us here that are scattered in the diaspora to encourage our people to make sure that they go for obedience, because if we miss this chance, my brother, that is the end.
Thank you very much. That's a very good good point made.
Yeah. The question I want to read from one of our viewers on Facebook, Dr. Aize Okoje Yamu. She's asking, how is Lagos being covered? The opposition is hindering and scaring people door to door. Dr. Egbe.
Yeah, Lagos has been a particular one because the whole thing started from billboard advertisements, which we were not allowed to openly do initially. But we have gone beyond that. We've been very creative. And the first thing we did was to ensure that we plastered everywhere with our stickers. So we didn't need billboard that much. And we circumvented that frustration that they were trying to bring to our party and our candidates. Now, in terms of insecurity in Lagos, I can assure you, like I said before, I was on the ground during the rally, there are more obedient in Lagos than anywhere else in Nigeria. So in terms of the number of people, we have a lot of obedience in Lagos. So what we are doing is getting people to create smaller groups. So people are going out to vote in groups on the day. Know the people that are voting with you within the same polling booth, so unit, so that you guys can go together and vote for security.
Sorry, Dr. Omodo, please. Some information you are giving, and I consider it very classified information.
Okay.
I think we should leave this within the ranks. You understand what I'm saying now? Because Lagos is very crucial. If any candidate wins Lagos, you know, authoritatively, that's more remain for the rest. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And from the information we have about what the opposition, particularly APC, what they are doing, I want to say this on air with all due respect, sir. I'm not taking your time, Dr. Morodion. You know, I think that people like Oluomo and all of those leaders of the tyrants and Agberos in Lagos should be arrested before the elections. I'm saying this on air, and I'm putting the Nigerian government and the Nigerian police and all the security apparatus on notice that if we are to have a free and fair elections, all leaders of Agberos, of towns across Nigeria, not just in Lagos, even the small ones in Aba, in Benin, they should all be arrested. They say good reason for all of them to be arrested, because they are the ones that are going to compromise this election. Well, the question I asked you earlier, I wasn't talking about free and fair election. I was talking about credible election. Like this election, from what Inec has put in place, from the beavers and from what the electoral laws, you know, have put in place, we may have a free election, a fair election, but will the election be credible? And it's in the hands of what, you know, the security apparatus of state will do, and what they will allow this nuisance, all this political nuisance to do. The video we just showed just now, we saw civilians carrying guns and shooting sporadically. And Nigerians are afraid. Somebody just made a comment and said, man, how can we be assured of Lagos when they are knocking from door to door, intimidating voters? Unless and until the security apparatus of state, particularly the police, they come out to say they have arrested the key players amongst these touts to at least guarantee some level of confidence. Because I don't see how electorate will want to come and risk their lives where people are, using guns to terrorize everywhere around. And the people we can see terrorizing everybody now, that we saw them just now. The Tinubu's poster was on the vehicles. These are people, these are APC boys, these are Tinubu boys. So why we believe that obedience are more in Lagos, we know that the terrorists in Lagos, political terrorists in Lagos, let me use the word, I say that on air, this nuisance, they are most majorly APC people that have had Lagos spellbound. So I don't know, Dr. Morodion, I think that some information you have, that some of us equally may have, are privileged to have, they are very classified at this time, because these guys are equally looking for the information and the strategies of the Labour Party that they will use against the Labour Party, and of course the obedience. So I just wanted to send that out, because I'm really pissed off in my mind. You understand? Because we are just looking at these things right now. We don't know what's going to happen on election. We have not even got to the election yet, and people are already using guns like this. What happens on election day? They are allowed to continue like this.
Now, I think let me just chip in here before there's another question I want to, because of what somebody have raised on Facebook, that I want to ask Dr. Modion. And that is to say that the video we watched, though we cannot independently verify, but is real, I think is the other two parties. I think they are factions of APC, PDP. And I want to tell Nigerians this: let us be rest assured, the God of the universe is solidly behind the obedient movement, is solidly behind this, struggle to liberate our nation from this satanic hoax that is not allowing us to breathe in Nigeria. So their time, is coming to an end, and that is why they are very desperate now, and they are saying all sorts. So I want to assure all obedient supporters that, come what may, we cannot be intimidated, and we cannot be cottoed by any shape or form. So we will keep doing what we are doing, but very wisely as well. So that is the other question I want to quickly pick, if you permit me, Pharmacist Remira, to ask this. This is from Bakari Henry. He said the major concern is the collection of PVC. The Inec is not doing enough. So, Dr. Modio, I know you as a party chair, Nigeria Labour. I would like to put Nigeria in front so that people will not think we are talking of the UK Labour Party. So, Nigerian Labour Party UK chapter. What is being done also in this PVC collection? Even though Inec has once again extended it by 1 week. Please take the mic, sir.
Thank you. In terms, before I come to the question of PVC collection, I will just quickly address a few things. That video have not been independently verified, so we don't know. But like you rightly said, we've seen those vehicles, we've seen the intimidation, we heard the shootings, we saw the boys running around with guns, so we can't deny that it didn't happen. However, we listened out in the news, there were no fatalities. Some of these gimmicks are some of the ways they try to use to intimidate voters' apathy. They are trying to ensure that many of our viewers will see these and say, oh, we are not going out, we don't want to be shot. Listen, they are just creating fear that does not exist. All we are saying is go out there with your PVC. We can not guarantee or say this is what will happen, but the federal government of Nigeria is the one that has got the power and has given us guarantees to go and vote. We will rely on it. We will go out there and vote. We will go out there and express our belief in Labour Party and Peter Obi candidacy, and we will do that. That is just to put that aside. People are just trying to intimidate. On the issue of collection of PVC, so many jobs is being done. There are a lot of messages, jingles out there encouraging people to go out and collect their PVCs. In some part of the East, some people have come out, collected PVCs, and are going from house to house to deliver. These are some of the strategies that not is used in the North, which many of us in the South have not been used to, but we are imbibing to try and make sure that the number of PVCs that are not collected are reduced to as much as possible. The other thing is many Nigerians are last-minute people. It's in our nature. I'm one of them, so I'm not accusing anyone of anything. But we want to say to people, do not wait to the last minute. please go out there and collect your PVC. It is your right to change Nigeria. And that PVC is the only guarantee we have that a new government that will save Nigeria and take it back for the people is your PVC. Do not mess around with your PVC. Keep it safe. When people give you money in exchange for your PVC, please do not accept it because they are trying to buy your future. You do not want to make that mistake. We cannot continue to live the way we are living in Nigeria now, in fear, in intolerance, in insecurity, in hunger, in unemployment, in everything negative, the poverty capital of the world. Can you imagine that? Nigeria that I grew up in was a country that was lending money to other countries, a country that was sponsoring anti-apartheid fights. All of a sudden, we can't even feed ourselves. How can we talk about unemployment? There's so much to do. People are hungry. We say some people don't have job. What's wrong with them going to the farm? The roads are not tired. We say people don't have job. What are they doing? There's so much to do. There are so many people to do it, but there is nobody to organize those who are available to do what needs to be done. So that is the situation that Nigeria is today. So everyone's hungry, everyone is unemployed. We cannot continue like this. Go out there and get your PVC. Our message is clear. Keep your PVC safe, and on the day come out, do not be intimidated, do not fear, because let's put it this way: if you are worried and none of us come out and vote to change the government of the day, and the same people take over the government of Nigeria, the fear that we are expressing will even become worse, because people will knock down doors to get to us. We need to secure ourselves with our PVC. We need to be bold. We need to come out. We need to show that we are ready for this change, and it will happen. So go out there, get your PVC. Don't wait till the last minute. Now that Inec has extended it, we thank Inec for doing that, because that is a great gesture, which we really appreciate. Go out there and get your PVC. Take the day out. The other thing we want to ask the government as well, to try and make this voting period a holiday. Many students that have registered in their hometowns are back to their university campuses and everywhere else, and cannot, because of the cost of transportation and fuel, they cannot go back home to collect their PVC. Let's give everyone the opportunity to vote, because when we do that, many students will be disenfranchised, and we have 26 million registered students. So we need to put pressure on the government and Inec to ensure that these students can go back and collect their PVCs. Most of these PVCs that are not being collected probably belong to students who are in university campuses. Why can't they vote? Why do they need to go home to collect their PVC, come back to campus, and then go home again to vote? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a student to be able to afford. So what we are saying is, why can't these students be given special clearance to vote within the campus or the closest polling booth where they are? And what is the government doing to help these students in order to ensure that they are able to collect their PVCs and vote? So we are campaigning. We are asking our principal to mount this pressure on Inec. That is why this extension has come. It hasn't just come because Inec is gratuitous.
Generous.
It's just because we have been putting pressure. We have been asking Inec to extend the date so that our people, especially students who make up the bulk of the Labour Party votes, we wanted them to get the opportunity and the time to go home and collect their PVCs. And we are hoping to see improvement in PVC collections, so that come February 25th, 2023, most Nigerians will be able to go out there and cast their vote for Labour Party and change this government that is bringing hell to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Modion. Thank you so much for the way you've been answering all our questions. Viewers and friends of the Comrade Show, thank you for watching. But if you are watching, please remember the deal. We always advise that you like and you share. Don't watch alone, so that many Nigerians will get to see this broadcast. And of course, one person may just be converted to the obedient movement. I just want to also say, in the last many minutes, we've been talking a lot about all the about questions that our viewers have rang in to ask our guests. But I just want to say that there is this thing I think is a perceived fear They are trying to put fear among us so that we don't come out. They are also telling us that the movement is not recognized, it's not known in the interland and in the villages. I want to disagree. I want to say that all obedience, when this come to you, please tell them and encourage them that we must. Remember, it was only last week that the Northern Cleric came up to say that they are supporting Peter Obi. And even very recently, all the Obi jingles and campaign have been translated to proper Hausa and Fulani language. And I had a friend that told me that they can even hear that in even BBC Hausa. So we are not there yet, but there's a lot being done. So let us not listen and then say, oh, we'll relax, like Dr. Omod has said. These are all gimmicks to deceive, to cajole, to downplay, to frustrate us. But we mustn't be frustrated. And I also want to say, I was a fan of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015. I rooted for him to become president. I think there is something divine about this. I think he has also learned his lessons. And I think he's keen to leave a good legacy for himself because posterity will indeed judge him. And you agree with me that he seems to be at loggerheads with the entire APC and juggernaut. I think with this divinity, there is a joker that this guy is going to play. And I think that joker would favor the Labour Party. You want to take the call? Let's take the call.
Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, greetings. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from the Netherlands. Good evening to all of you.
Go ahead, Mr. Emmanuel. We can hear you. Good evening.
My question to the guest is because we are talking about diaspora here, my question is regarding the issue of data security. It's one thing to vote, it's another for the votes to be counted. My suggestion is that the Labour Party members in diaspora, they should look into the issue and aspect of data security. Data security, the ICP team is very important. A lot can go wrong. As far as the servers of Inec is concerned, they can be compromised, they could be compromised. So the diaspora ICT team should be up and doing. It is very, very important. Very, very important. Thank you very much.
God bless you. That's a very...
Thank you very much, Emmanuel from Netherlands. You've rang us many times to advise us on this. I'm happy that the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Party UK chapter is here. Hopefully, if he has something to say, we'll say it and probably take that message back to the entire campaign team. I don't know if you want to say anything, Dr. Omod.
Yes, the issue of data security is something that we are taking very, very seriously, because the last thing we want to happen, like we said, this election is so beast to lose. The last thing we want to happen is for anyone to hoodwink any of us and then play some backroom game with our election and our rights to a new government. So what we have done in Labour Party, I'm not going to be able to reveal many of the things.
No, please don't.
I can assure you that we have got applications that will help us to monitor the elections, to compare what we are having on the ground, real results, with what Inec is releasing. And where there are instances where they don't match, then obviously we'll be taking that up seriously. But we are counting on the good faith of Inec to report the actual results, because we've got representatives on the ground to help monitor this election. And the actual result on the ground will be compared to whatever will be released using the computer system. So we are looking forward to that.
Just before you come on, we equally have another caller who is waiting.
Yeah, let's take that call.
Yeah, hello, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I said, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Dr. Okumbo. I'm calling from Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have two things. I think it's more like a suggestion. First, is Dr. Omodion talked about asking the federal government to declare public holiday, which is reasonable. But knowing the pressure and all the counter pressures coming about that, can't the Labour Party or pressure groups work directly to pressurize the committee of vice chancellors of universities, directors of polytechnics and all those institutions, because they cannot pretend that they are not part of this. And if we know how sometimes these people can play the ostrich, we need to also mount pressure on them so that even the government does not declare public holiday, vice chancellors know that election time is high risk security time for students. They will have a very presentable excuse to say, we don't know what will happen after elections. Therefore, for security reasons, we ask students to go home, be in the safety of their parents and their guardians until election is over. Good reason it can be done. I think we'll put pressure on the committee of vice chancellors. That can be easily done, but just on pressure. That's one part. Two, we see videos coming out to see how Labour Party, Inec staff in some parts of the country, particularly in Lagos, are denying people PVCs, colluding with APC people, and then we see where they have collected people's PVCs and documented their data. Is Labour Party looking into the possibility of how to, what they can possibly do with those data they have collected? Mind you, they collected data in Lagos, how to have exit to exit. Is Labour Party looking into that? Are they taking it seriously? Is it possible that it can be one way or the other used to compromise a result of that day? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Okumbawa. I think those questions are very, very, very important. Dr. Omodion, can you react to them, please?
Yes, definitely. In terms of, encouraging vice chancellors of universities and other higher institutions to play a role in terms of closing the schools. Let's not forget that ASU have been on strike for so many months, and the students have only just returned back to school. And so many of these VCs are wary and very, very conscious of the fact that so much have been missed in terms of academic syllabus, which has been prescribed for lecturers and the students. And I don't think they want to, unfortunately, take the risk of being the ones sending everyone home. That is why we are putting pressure on the government to do it. However, I think it's a very good idea to ask the VCs themselves to say, well, because of security reasons, this could affect students being on campus. Why don't we let them go home? So that will add a voice to the pressure that we are putting on the government and further pressure as well. And just to respond to the Inec staff collusion that we are saying, many of those videos were not verified. But however, like I said, these were reported, and people need to understand something that is extremely important, is that when it comes to the Inec issues, Labour Party hasn't got that much power over Inec. All we do is bring matters such as this to their notice and put them on notice that we are watching them and that what this could result or the consequences of these actions that are being displayed. And then we are asking them to investigate and report back. So this is how much Labour Party can actually do. Labour Party hasn't got that much power to engage INEC and get them to do things the way they should. But however, we are highlighting these issues, we are highlighting these problems, we are asking them to react to them, we are asking them to investigate, and we are ensuring that we are watching to see how these information that people are recording may be used. And we've got our own IT advisors, and we have so many ways that we are doing the best we can to try and counteract whatever they may bring up. We are not sleeping. We are not lying on our houses. We are ready. We are ready for them. But at the end of the day, we are all hoping to have a free and trouble-free election.
I like your last word there. We are ready. And I want to say, indeed, Nigeria is really, really ready. I was just trying to ask a question whilst making a point before we had those two phone calls. I said only today, I think 2 days ago, this information came out that the police commissioner in Lagos State has been changed. So, Dr. Omodion, even though we are still wary of the government in power led by Buhari. Are you seeing the hand of God there? Is Lagos becoming notorious and the federal government is responding in a way that the candidate himself is not happy about? What do you have to do?
That
That is
information
a
has
very
it been
good
verified?
question.
I'm not very sure.
That is a very good question, because when I raised the issue, when I saw the news, when the flyers came around, I sent it to a friend who said it's been denied by the Inspector General's office. That
Okay.
It's
Mr.
not
Uba has
it's
not
not
been
incredible
transferred to
media.
Lagos.
It's not incredible media, yes.
So it wasn't a credible information.
Yeah.
And the more information we get with regards to that, the better. So I can't really speak on it.
Absolutely. I needed to ask that question because I know you are in high power. You speak authoritatively about these things. Dr. Tony Agbons, we are beginning to wrap up. What is your question yet again for this very delightful guest that we have today, who is seriously obedient in everything?
Yeah, Dr. Modion is a comrade general, like he told us today. I don't really have a question for him. I just want to read some comment from our viewers. So viewers, please, I want to beg your forgiveness if I don't read your comment. It's not a slight. It's just I'm just speaking it randomly. So this one is from YouTube, Augustine Ushiagu. He said, the way we can get the PVC collection fast is for Obedient and LP to have an insider in Inec office. That is how the two major party is doing it. So this one is a very funny suggestion. Then I'm just trying to pick. This one is from Daniel Aigbe. He said, for all the bad Buhari has done, going by the monetary policy, Buhari should be applauded. I think I agree with you there, my brother, on that applause for the president on the way he has stood firm with the monetary policy. So I think those are just the two questions I can take. There is one other one here from Patience Iraboy is just saying a happy last Sunday of the month of January to everyone in the house. Thank you, our dear sister, top fan of the Comrade Show, Patience Iraboy. So, Dr. Modion, we are winding down now. We've been in this conversation now for the last 1 hour and 25 minutes. And we just want to ask you, and this is very important, we're going to, really put this in the archives. You have been in this struggle. I call it a struggle because of where Nigeria is now and where we want to be. Okay, like our topic today is Peter Obi and the Nigeria we desire. So I just want you, I know that you speak a number of languages, whether it's Pidgin English, Edo, or Bini language, or whichever language. I just want you to send a message to Nigerians, very, very briefly, using these two languages that you can speak. Talk to our people.
Thank you for the opportunity once again to talk to our people. My people, I agree to now. Una know as it be. Nigeria don't they go the wrong side. Now time for us to put gear for reverse. So I beg, with the appeal to una, make una all come out. Make una no fear. Make una not let anybody put fear for una mind. Go get your PVC. Come out, come vote on the 25th. The person to vote for, now Labour Party candidate, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi. Peter Obi go change everything. He don't do him before for Anambra State, and he go do him again. May we believe on the man, because now the man we trust. He young, he dey vibrant. See the young man we take as a vice candidate, as a vice presidential candidate. Make una look. Make we open our eye, make we not let Sansan enter. They don't deceive us before, tell us, because so many promises, none of them where they don't fulfill. The same Baba where they campaign now don't campaign before. They among the people who deceive us. He even stand for pulpit, tell us, say, now me put this current president for them. Waiting the current president don't do for us. And you want come do more. Worse than waiting he don't do. Now, my people, make una not let anybody fear una at all. Come out. Waiting happen for Edo State go happen again. The same way we take carry Oshomole and the luggage go back to, I don't know waiting be that in village, where go put university. Now the same way we go take carry these bad people, we don't destroy our country, come out for road. Make una not fear. If you hear the news of Oba talk, if we do a go to Waya, Oba Van, Obo, we Obota. Depending on the kinwa even a recha gyotu waya wala o veni mayawe ni edo yuma emi okpari ma ya orion wagi maladia ne ma yari PVC no yari ebe na ya vote iyi ma eri ma wa ya waladia wa ya vio wari la wa ejo han mu ma o ya ya simi e wo ma wa ya ladia ni ma do simi e wi ma ni Nigeria man if you want ni rewe bobe se tin ari wa we do na ku wa o han mu wa we ya kidnapping di ma adio wa odudu osi ma o han gi ma ise do ko ma ina mu dia Abuja ma ile yi e ma be rio okeke ni ma fie mi ya we ye o tin ma no wan e Peter Obi no ka governor Anambra State Oladian ni we di mari ebe yin epetin igi yan asetin dole wo na yi ni ma ya mu di ayo iye ke obi edo me kin mo go wa gun na o asunu ede ipe di senya gi ukino de na e vote ni kin ara kin upo na ye na nu wa ya Ladian wa jo han mu wa be edo no ba ye da idu ewo ne gele ye ina na mo kokwa wa gi ma ya Ladian mi ro pa esunu ma I vote ne mana fi government we re ma mi alogan oro wa ya do igi otuwa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prince Dr. Egbe Ofiomodio, Chairman, Nigerian Labour Party UK chapter. We're what typhoon, you are the man. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for that message. And like the chairman said, he is our son, a true Edo man, and he knocked very well. We are very grateful to have you here in our midst, and we know that we're going to bring you back again after the elections for the victory celebration and the victory talk. Still on the road, yes, still on the road to 2023, which is almost upon us. Komelate Pausa Araki, do you want to inform our viewers of the plan we've got from now leading up to the election time?
Yes, thank you very much, pharmacist, comrade pharmacist Iremira. And I want to thank Dr. Egbe Omodion for his time, and of course for all he's been doing with his team to advance the cause of the obedient movement. And I want to first use this medium tool to let him know, Dr. Omodion, you are not going away. You will join us briefly for a short meeting even after this broadcast. Nigerians, the die is cast. We are just about 4 weeks away from the elections, and there is no going back. Like I always maintain, we are all in this together. And I'm glad the enthusiasm is high. Nigerians are committed. We get messages from Nigerians across the world, people suggesting and all of that. But we've got plans on the Comrade Show. We are looking to cover the election live as much as possible. And so to that extent, we are recruiting agents from across the nation. If you're out there, you know you can be an agent. What the agent does is nothing much. You just have to be equipped with your, what's it called, your smartphone. And that's why you're going to be connecting with us. You understand what I'm saying? We need agents or volunteers, if you may. We have volunteers of the Comrade Show. So wherever you are, from Meduguri to Kanu, to Nasarawa, to Abuja, to Lagos, to Delta, Bayelsa, everywhere, we want to have agents all across the nation. So just all you need to have is your smartphones, and you cannot do that wherever you are. I want to know exactly what is happening at every center. And so we'll be broadcasting these things live. We did it during the Edo State 2020 elections. Many Edo State people watched it. As a matter of fact, it was on the commercial platform that Edos in the diaspora and Nigerians in the diaspora, were able to see what was happening on the ground. We used this particular program, to help the governor of Edo State win the elections, because we even did it in Ondo State as well, and all of that. So it was very effective because it's a live report. You understand what I'm saying? Right as it is happening, wherever we are getting information from, we are broadcasting it. The world is getting to know. As a matter of fact, some information we released here, the president of Nigeria got to know from the Comrade Show that something like this is happening in Edo State. And it was that powerful, because right now the world is this small. So we're encouraging people, if you know that you can be a volunteer, you are committed to this. You can't be feeding us with what is happening from wherever you are. You understand what I'm saying? Now, please don't hesitate. DM us, send us your name, your so and we are going to your phone number, so that we add you to our WhatsApp group. From there, we are going to be holding meetings to discuss other things about this. Then for Nigerians who are willing to support this process, I want to appeal to you. For every 1 naira, every 2 naira, every 3 naira, every 100 naira, will be very important to help us get this done. I really thank those two people for 2020. They sponsored the process. People donated 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. This money is needed for us to help buy data, for people who are going to be these volunteers, buy them data, and sort out some other logistics here and there to ensure that we're able to cover the nation. This time, this is not like those states. We're talking of Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria as much as possible. So we need, on those states election, we had about 200 agents. But in this particular case, we need as many as possible from every part of Nigeria. We want to have on the ground report from all across the nation, report to the Comrade Show, and let the world see, exactly what is happening in some different parts of the country. So be a volunteer, get across to us, come to the Comrade Show, just DM us your name and your telephone number. We add it to our WhatsApp group, and then we take it from there. For those who will not be one to support, please, we are craving your indulgence to key into this, support this whole program as it were, and we get it going. Hopefully, in our next broadcast, we are going to be releasing our account details for those who want to, support, so that we can all pull all we can together to ensure that we get these things done bit by bit from everywhere, from every standpoint, so that we monitor the election itself, draw the attention to. In fact, on Edo State matter, there was a particular case that took place somewhere around Okada. From the reports we were giving here, the police, did swing into action to get that matter arrested, just to ensure that the election was freer and fairer and more credible. And so there's a lot that this can actually do to get this process, to the point where we actually want it to be. That is it. But we are going to be giving more information about this as the day go by. Yes, that's the information. I don't know if anybody wants to speak to this.
Thank you very much, Komilate Kposaraki. Dr. Tony Agbons, I don't know if you want to add something about on the 12th and the 19th, just little tidbits.
I also want to say that for on the 12th, we are going to have a very huge program here, which we call Across the Nation. So we are going to have on the spot evaluation and assessment of what is going on as far as the obedient movement is concerned across the nation. We've got already some people who have agreed to be part of the discussion on that day, so that we have this on the spot assessment. So again, if you are also interested in taking part in this, also let us know. You can DM us either on YouTube or Facebook, or even through our phone numbers that our viewers usually call on. I want to say this also. We are at the peak of this election. Like Pharmacist Remiran said, it is, I think, about 27 days left for this election. So this is the time for us to, tighten our seatbelt and really get ready for the action. So, and you all know in football, it is around the 80th minute, 85 minutes. That is when the game gets tougher. So make we not relax. So we're not going to take our foot off the gas.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. Thank you, obedient Komilate Kposaraki. You've made the program tick once again. The very last Sunday
Please,
of January.
sorry to interject. Please, it's very important before elections. After saying Komilate Kposaraki, GCO is very key.
I am absolutely very sorry. Like I don't want to be like Oshomole. I don't want my bag to be packed again straight to Iyamo. I'm absolutely very sorry. And I want to put it very correctly. Obedient Komilate Kposaraki, GCO. Thank you so much for what you do for this local government and what you continue to do for Nigeria. It's been a great time this last over 1 hour 45 minutes that we've been engaging Nigerians. I want to thank Prince Dr. Egbe Humphrey Omodion, Chairman, Nigeria Labour Party UK chapter, for being with us. Thank you for all your deposition today. A new Nigeria is indeed very possible. And come February 25, by the grace of God, inshallah, that dream of a new Nigeria will come to real reality. Thank you for what you and your team continue to do. And thank you for sparing your time today to be with us and for taking questions from Nigerians. It's on that note that I want to thank all our callers today. Dr. Samuel, who rang in from Northampton, United Kingdom. Sonny Uche, he rang us all the way from Switzerland. And Emmanuel ringing us all the way from Netherlands. And the icing of the cake was Dr. Okumbowa, who rang us all the way from the United Arab Emirates. We are grateful for your input and your comment. Thank you so much. Please remember to be with us again next Sunday. And the ticket is Obi Dati. Gentlemen, ready to take everything Nigeria from this level to another level. Do not be intimidated. If you are out there as a Nigerian and you haven't collected your PVC, what are you waiting for? PVC is the only key that we have to unlock and remove these old people away from office so that Nigeria will get to a new trajectory. If you are also there and you haven't made up your mind, what are you thinking of? It's crystal clear. It's different between day and night. Obi Dati is the ticket. Please make up your mind very fast. And our indefatigable viewers for always joining us week in, week out, we are very grateful. I say, remain useful and obedient. Stay out of trouble until we come your way again next Sunday. God bless una kakabolically.
Are you a business owner? Do you make your own products? This is your best opportunity ever. Register your brand now with the first and largest marketplace promoting Nigerian-made products. Get access to over 17 million shoppers and customers currently in need of your products. Download on Google Play Store now to register or visit ekioja.com. Focus on creating your passion. Leave the marketing to us.
Comrade Show, wait. Comrade Lante Oriente. This is the Comrade Show.